Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Forrester, Taylor tells Ridge she's not questioning anything about him or them. She understands the fanfare about him and Brooke, but that's work. I believe in the two of us, despite Brooke. He pulls her to him and gushes about her confident and radiant smile. It really doesn't bother her. Him and Brooke on the runway? Taylor says it's business. She's happy the show was a hit, but it doesn't change what they have. You come home to me every night. They kiss. Ridge tells Taylor this is the self-assured woman he fell in love with before things got complicated. I kinda like you. I like you a lot. He tells her she's transformed his life since the day he met her. She showed him love doesn't have to be complicated or have drama. Taylor teases, a little drama. Ridge ruminates about making love with abandon and growing old together. Taylor muses about how much they've been through together. They've grown and changed. Ridge grunts, older and wiser. Taylor says they've earned this. This is it, Ridge. Finally. This is our time. The best chapter of our lives. They kiss and embrace. In the design office, Brooke tells Hope she can't give up on Ridge. Hope can understand that given their breakup had to do with her taking the CEO position to convince Carter to give the company back. Brooke's glad Hope apologized to Ridge. Hope says life is too short, something she's been reminded of lately. If Ridge is her destiny, she wants that for her. Brooke wants that for her too. Hope beams. Actually, I already am. Brooke realizes that Hope is back with Carter and embraces her. She's thrilled. They sit and Brooke admits she was hoping for this. Hope says things have happened to steer her in the right direction. She was hurt by what he did, but she now understands the difficult position he was in. A friend recently reminded her how wonderful their relationship was before that. She and Carter recognize what they have is special and want to make the most of the time they have left. Brooke squints. That's kind of morbid, honey. Hope didn't mean it that way, and says she believes Carter will never let her down again. Brooke's glad one of them is finally figuring things out. I'm glad you finally found your footing, honey. They recap that she's back at Forrester and back with Carter. Brooke tells her she has a bright future ahead of her. Hope smiles, but flashes to telling Carter that Liam is dying. Carter's loft. Daphne reacts to him telling her he's fallen in love again. With Hope. Daphne asks what happened to the things he overheard her saying to Liam. Carter says he misinterpreted it. I'm the man Hope wants to be with. I'm her future. She reminds him that he told her she was right all along. Daphne thinks she's making up excuses and trying to backpedal. Carter says he was wrong about what he heard. Daphne hates seeing him put his trust in Hope only to be hurt again. Carter believes in his future with Hope, and nothing and no one is going to come between them. Carter realizes this isn't what Daphne wants to hear. She can't comprehend this hold Hope has on him. Why would she say she wanted to be with Liam if she didn't mean them? She's sure Hope is manipulating. Carter and Will end up with Liam. Carter shakes his head. That's not the case. He hates that he's hurting Daphne. Under any other circumstances, it would be so easy for them. You're remarkable. You're special. But Hope's the one for me. He thanks her for being there for him and listening. She smiles. Of course. Daphne knows how deeply he cares about Hope. Au revoir, Carter Walton. With that, she walks out. Hope arrives at Carter's door and plants a huge kiss on him. She tells him her mother is incredibly happy for them. She's glad he didn't give up on them, or they'd never have made it to this place. Carter reiterates that he's all in on this. Hope is too. I believe in you. Every word you said. I know you won't let me down again. Alone in the main office, Ridge flashes through his recent romance with Taylor. At the same time, Taylor is in dressing room reminiscing as well. and looking forward to making more memories. Ridge then sits at his laptop and looks at photos from the fashion show and remembers Brooke asking for a future together and asking him to come home so she can be his Logan again. In the design office, Brooke thinks about Ridge and decides there's no way they're done with each other. She believes in their destiny. In the main office, Ridge closes his laptop and looks pensive. The sun rose slowly over Los Angeles. The Forrester mansion bathed in a gentle golden light. Ridge Forrester stood at the massive windows of his office at Forrester Creations, staring out at the city skyline. His mind, however, was miles away, consumed by the impossible choice he faced. The weight of the decisions he'd made and the consequences they wrought pressed down on him like the heat of the California sun. For weeks, Ridge had been torn between his past and his present. Brooke Logan, the woman who had been both his muse and his greatest challenge, still held a special place in his heart. Their love story, complicated and tumultuous, had withstood everything from misunderstandings to betrayals. Yet, in the soft glow of his memories, it was always Brooke's smile that pulled him back, no matter how far he tried to run. But then there was Taylor Hayes, the woman who had known his soul in a different way. Her unwavering support and compassion had been a balm to his restless spirit. With Taylor, he found a peace he'd never known with Brooke, a sanctuary that promised to shield him from the storms of his own making. This tug-of-war between two loves had left Ridge paralyzed. Every time he thought he'd made a choice, his heart rebelled. And now, in the quiet of his office, he wondered if he would ever find the courage to follow his heart's true path. A gentle knock on the door pulled him from his reverie. Daphne. Du Bois, the elegant French executive who had come to Los Angeles to work with Carter Walton on the international division, stepped into the room. Her presence was as refined as ever, shoulders back, chin lifted, her voice soft but firm. "Bonjour, Ridge," she said, her accent like a song. "I hope I am not interrupting." Ridge turned, forcing a smile. "Of course not, Daphne. Come, in." She crossed the room gracefully, her eyes searching his face. "You seem troubled." He let out a sigh, the weight of his thoughts reflected in the lines of his face. "It's just life. Decisions that seem impossible to make." Daphne tilted her head slightly, a glimmer of understanding in her eyes. "Love can be like that, nah? A puzzle with no clear solution." Ridge chuckled ruefully. "You have no idea." "Oh, I think I do," she said with a wistful smile. "Speaking of which, there is something I must discuss with you. It concerns Carter." Ridge's brow furrowed. "Carter? Is everything okay?" Daphne's expression shifted, a hint of sadness clouding her usually bright demeanor. "Oui, it is complicated. But I must be honest. I have decided to leave Los Angeles, to return to Paris." Ridge's eyes widened. "What? Daphne, you and Carter have built something special here. Why leave now?" Her shoulders sagged, as if she had finally let down the walls she'd built around her heart. "Because I cannot stay and watch him give his heart to someone else. I thought perhaps we could find a way to make this work, but Carter's soul is not mine to keep. It belongs to someone else, to Katie." Ridge's mind raced. He had seen the way Carter's eyes softened whenever Katie Logan walked into the room, the way his voice changed when he spoke of her. But he had also seen the quiet affection between Carter and Daphne, the soft looks, the lingering touches. He had believed they might be able to build something real. "You're sure?" he asked gently. Daphne's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "Oui. I have come to love Carter deeply, but I will not beg for a place in his heart. I deserve a love that is all mine, not shared with another. So, I will say au revoir, not because I do not love him, but because I must love myself more." Ridge's heart ached for her. "You're brave, Daphne. I know how hard it is to walk away." She smiled, a soft, sad smile that spoke of acceptance. Merci, Ridge. And you must find your own courage. Follow your heart even, if it leads you into the storm, because the only thing worse than making the wrong choice is not making one at all. A tangled web A's. Daphne left the office. Ridge found himself alone again with his thoughts. He turned to the sketch pad on his desk, flipping through designs for the upcoming couture line. Each stroke of his pencil felt like a lifeline, a way to channel the chaos in his mind into something beautiful. But even the creative process couldn't silence the voices in his head. Brooke's laughter, Taylor's soft words, the echoes of promises he'd made and broken. He could see both women so clearly in his mind's eye. Brooke, with her radiant energy, a fire that had always matched his own. Taylor, with her serene warmth, the calm in his endless storm. He remembered the night he'd stood on the cliffs of Malibu with Brooke, the ocean crashing beneath them, and he'd sworn that nothing could ever come between them. He remembered, too, the nights he'd spent in Taylor's arms, the quiet comfort of her love a balm to his restless spirit. And now he was caught between them, a man who had given too many pieces of his heart away. The goodbye. At Carter's loft, Daphne stood with a single suitcase at her side. Carter watched her, his expression torn. He had known this day might come, but it didn't make it any easier. "Daphne, you don't have to do this," he said softly, reaching for her hand. She smiled, her fingers slipping through his. "I do, Carter. You are a wonderful man, but your heart, it is not mine. I can see it in the way you look at Katie. You deserve to be with the one you truly love." Carter's jaw tightened, guilt flickering in his eyes. "I never wanted to hurt you." "I know," she whispered. "And I do not blame you. But I must go. Paris is calling me home, and I must answer. I want you to find your happiness, Carter, truly, and I will find mine." He pulled her into an embrace, holding her close for a moment that felt like both an ending and a promise. When they parted, Daphne pressed a gentle kiss to his cheek. "Au revoir, mon cher. May your heart always lead. You true." And then she was gone, the door clicking softly shut behind her. The storm inside back at Forrester Creations, Ridge paced the halls restlessly. Every corner of the building felt like it held a memory, Brooke's laughter echoing through the design. So Taylor's gentle counsel in the conference room. He could feel them both with him, even when they weren't there. His phone buzzed, a message from Brooke lighting up the screen. "Can we talk, Ridge? I miss you." He didn't answer, his fingers hovering over the keypad. Before he could find the words, another message came in, this one from Taylor. "I'm thinking of you. I'm here if you need me." Ridge pressed his forehead to the glass window, his reflection staring back at him. A man split in two, unable to choose between the past and the future. A heart divided. Later that afternoon, he found himself at Brooke's house. She opened the door with a hopeful smile, her eyes bright with the promise of forgiveness. "Ridge," she breathed, her voice like a melody he'd always known. "Come in." They sat in the living room, the air between them thick with unspoken words. Brooke reached for his hand, her fingers warm and familiar. "I know you're torn, Ridge," she said softly. "I know you're struggling, but I believe in us. I always have." Ridge closed his eyes, her touch sending a shiver through him. "Brooke, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I love you, but I can't keep breaking Taylor's heart. I can't keep breaking my heart." Brooke's eyes filled with tears. "Then don't. Choose me, Ridge. Let's start over, again. I know it's crazy, but our love is worth it. We've always been worth it." He wanted to believe her. He wanted to fall into the safety of her arms and let the world disappear. But Taylor's face lingered in his mind, her quiet strength calling to him. The other side of goodbye. Meanwhile, Taylor sat in her office at the hospital, her mind a whirlwind. She had sensed the shift in Ridge's heart, the way his voice caught whenever he spoke of Brooke. She loved Ridge deeply, but she knew she could not hold on to him if his heart belonged elsewhere. She stared at a photo of them together, so happy, so in love, and she felt her resolve harden. She would not beg. She would not be the woman who clung to a love that wasn't freely given. A choice must be made. The next day, Ridge found himself at the cliffs of Malibu once again, the waves crashing below, the wind cold against his face. He closed his eyes and let the memories wash over him. Brooke's laughter, Taylor's tenderness, the feeling of being whole and broken all at once. He thought of Daphne's words. The only thing worse than making the wrong choice is not making one at all. With the ocean roaring in his ears, Ridge made a silent vow to himself. He would not let fear or guilt hold him back any longer. He would choose. And whatever the cost, he would live with that choice. Epilogue. A new dawn in Paris, Daphne stepped off the plane and inhaled the familiar scent of the city. She felt lighter, freer, as if she had shed a weight she had carried too long. She knew there would be days when she missed Carter, when she would ache for what might have been. But she also knew that she had made the right choice, for herself and Dee. For Ridge, he returned to Los Angeles with a new determination. He called Taylor, asking her to meet him at the beach house they had shared once upon a time. When she arrived, he took her hands in his and looked into her eyes. "I've been lost for too long," he said softly. "But I'm done running. I'm done living in the past. I love you, Taylor, and I want to build a future with you, if you'll have me." Taylor's eyes shone with tears, but she nodded, her smile radiant. "I've always loved you, Ridge, and I always will." And somewhere, in a quiet corner of the city, Brooke watched the sunset alone, her heart heavy, but resolute. She knew that love was never simple, and that sometimes the greatest act of love was to let go. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Bold and Beautiful Update YouTube channel for more update news.